I'm Monica from WholyFit, and the reason we're doing this video today is to give you a 10-minute workout you can do in your backyard if it's not too hot, or right when you roll out of bed in the morning. It takes no equipment, no mats, nothing. I want you to know that age does not make a difference when it comes to fitness. Training is what makes a difference. Time is a factor, so if you have not exercised for a long period of time, yes, that will affect your fitness. But time can also be on your side, because with 10 minutes a day, you can get it back. Today we're going to work on preserving your ability to lunge to the ground, to pick up objects. It's one of the first movements that I found that people lose with time, not with age, but with time. So let's get started. Stand with feet shoulder distance apart. This will protect your knees. If your feet are too close together, pressure on the outside of your knees will happen and your hips. If you stand too far apart, you'll get pressure on the inside of your knees. It will also cause your arches to roll in. So get a strong arch position with your feet directly under your hips. Nice posture. Strong arch position is lifting your arches so that your knees do not come in like that. You want to feel the weight on the outside edges of your feet. With your arches pulled out, feel your whole feet on the ground. From the feet, neutral pelvis position, neutral shoulder position, and head in line with the spine. Take it slow. Sit down into an imaginary chair. Make sure the knees do not pass the line of the toes. So you'll have to bring your hips back. You'll have to arch your back to keep your chest up. Bring the hands forward. From the front, again, you do not want the knees coming in. You do not want the knees coming out. Watch where your feet are pointed. If they're pointed out, you'll have the wrong position. If they're pointed in, you'll flip your tailbone up. So keep the feet straight ahead. Slowly sit down, lifting the chest, and hold. Breathe. Bring the belly button in. We call this position belt of truth because your belt is low and tight across your lap. Think of the support underneath your belly button. Breathe. Come on up. This stretches the iliopsoas. If you need to, put a fist in the back of your hip to keep your pelvis neutral. In other words, you don't want your pelvis anteriorly rotated. You don't want your pelvis posteriorly rotated. You want a nice neutral line. So in order to avoid flipping the pelvis up, which would be bad for the lower back, take a fist, put it in the hip bone, and lift the chest. This is breastplate of righteousness, lifting your breastplate up. Your breastplate is your sternum. Come on down and we'll repeat that a couple of times. So you're going to exhale, inhale, keep inhaling and exhaling. This is strengthening the quadriceps. Come on up and stretch. This is stretching the quadriceps and iliopsoas. Very important muscle that will, if it's kept stretched, will keep your lower back from getting any pain. Again, we're working the large muscles of the quadriceps and the glutes and the hamstrings. Breathe. This may be a really simple exercise, but if you do this every day, it will preserve your ability to lunge. And inhale. Again, if you need that fist in the hip. New exercise. Take the front foot, the left foot, back into a lunge position to further stretch that iliopsoas. Let me show you from the front. Make sure it's a wide stance. Make sure you're not trying to balance on a tightrope. Make sure it's nice and wide. It can be wider than your hips. The front leg is bent. Again, the knee is directly over the ankle bone. Do not let the knee go forward, as this would irritate the knee joint. So come straight down into a lunge position. And just hold. The idea of this posture is is to stretch out the iliopsoas, strengthen the quadricep, stretch that back. Now you're going to come on back up by putting the weight on the front foot into your belt of truth. Inhale and exhale. Come on up into your breastplate of righteousness. You can use that fist. And we'll bring the other leg straight back. So put the weight on your foot that you're balancing on and step straight back. Make sure it's not here. Make sure it's nice and wide. And check your knee. Make sure it's right over that ankle. Core is engaged. Breathe. And you're going to throw that weight onto the front leg again, into your belt of truth. All this weight transfer back and forth is very important for balance. Come on up into your breastplate. Inhale. Let's put it all together. I'll show you from the side. Exhale into your belt of truth. Inhale into your breastplate of righteousness. Step back with your left foot into a strong lunge position. Bring that left foot back into belt of truth. Inhale into breastplate of righteousness. Stretch those shoulders out. Right foot back into your lunge. Breathe. Bring the right foot back into belt of truth. Breathe. Come up into your breastplate of righteousness. And repeat that series as many times as you want to. What eventually will happen is you will become so strong that you will eventually be able to come all the way down to the ground and touch the ground. This is what you're looking for. You'll also develop strategies for coming down to the ground. Maybe you will use your hand on your thigh or use your hand on a chair, which you could do this whole exercise series with a chair. So the idea is to preserve this lunging, bending movement that will make life a lot easier for you. God bless you.